Hi, I'm Matt, this is Nerdy Wordy, and we're telling stories. Today, the story of how myself and two of my friends accidentally caused a giant gun scare. This story, like my first one, takes place with a similar set of friends in Canterbury. And we were all hanging out at the house of one of these friends, and we were generally a bit bored. There was not much on television. We'd sort of watched all the good late night stuff there was. And so we'd gone across to the garage, which was just sort of down the road a little bit, 24-hour garage. Bought some sweeties and some cans of Coke and all that sort of thing. And it just sort of been bumming around outside while I wasn't smoking back then. I hadn't developed that bad habit. And then later on had to give it up. But yeah, so there's no internet. Back in the day. 3 years after Noah got off the ark, our two friends were outside smoking. We were drinking cans of Coke, generally being a bit bored. Now, the friend whose house it was had a pellet gun. It wasn't even a proper BB gun, it was just a thing that shot out tiny little lead balls, all of about, I don't know, 100, 200 metres. And so we started playing with it in the garden, but the garden was too small. I mean, we're talking not much bigger than a double bed. It was a ridiculously small garden. So I know what we'll do. We'll go out the front. There's loads of room out the front. So we go and put our empty Coke cans on the far side of the road, on the curb. I'm kneeling down, taking shots at it. Ting! Generally failing to hit the Coke can. And we'd been at this for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Maybe knocked the can over a couple of times. It was really too far and there was too much wind going up and down the road. So we were useless. And suddenly, out of nowhere, big dogs. Oh, I can't do dog impressions. Big men shouting. Of course, it's the police and they've turned up. My friends, not the ones from the trapped by the little barky dog tale, but another friend, turned tail and just ran. Terrified of dogs. Huge big dog barking at him, of course. Didn't get very far because the alleyway didn't go anywhere. It went 12 metres and then dead end. So the police weren't terribly impressed. So there we are. Oh dear. We're on for it now. Made one by one to empty our pockets out onto the bonnet of the police car. Which led to some annoyance in and of itself, has to be said. Because remember in my first story we were lighting sweetie wrappers to find light so I could find my glasses that were on the forest floor? Well, yes. So sweetie wrappers, used tissue, more sweetie wrappers, some stone I'd picked up. No mobiles, nothing high tech. We didn't have any internet back then. Oh, it were the dark days before the interwebs. The time it got to me, I started emptying my pockets out. I've got even more crap in my pockets than my friends. And the police officer said, oh, whatever, just stop. Whatever, put it all back. They gave us a jolly good telling off. And then left, telling us, play with it in the back garden in the future. Yes, sir, that's true. So the moral of that story is don't play with a pellet gun in front of a garage or, like, in public at all, because, like, scary policemen with big dogs might come and tell you off. That's what we did. Yes, suffice to say we put the gun away, and when I say gun, I mean spring-loaded pellet ball shooter. I mean, guns probably putting on airs for this toy. But yeah, I went back inside and just found something to watch on telly. It was safer. And that's, of course, the story of what might have today been a major terrorism incident, but was just three kids making mischief. Oh, I sound like such a terrible rebel. Probably won't believe me if I say most of my time I was very boring, punctuated by evenings of stupidity. A lot of stupid stuff happens in my evenings, actually. But yes, so that's my story of today. Annoyed at the police, scared a poor old petrol station worker. with my friends. That's it. That's the whole story. Why don't you use the comments and tell me sometime you did something stupid and almost got told off for it? And yeah, see if you can trump my ridiculous story. Anyway, I'm Matt. This is Nerdy Wordy. We've been telling stories. Thank you for listening. I will see you in the next video. Stay nerdy. That's the story of how what might have been a major I can't speak. I've lost my words. So that was the story of what today might have been a major terrorism. Why can't I say that?